It's here first from IPR. I'm Megan McKinney. The Iowa DNR has decided to demolish the education center at Springbrook State Park, and parishioners of Catholic churches in Northeast Iowa are voicing concern about a plan to reorganize the Archdiocese of Dubuque. It's Friday, July 10th. Des Moines residents are raising concerns over how the city is gathering feedback on the city's budget shortfall. The city is offering an online budget survey for residents this month. At a public meeting last night, people suggested having more public input sessions and having a public log of budget ideas from residents. The city is projected to face a $12 million shortfall in the budget year starting next July. Des Moines resident Tim Hickman says he'd like to see the city gather more feedback from marginalized groups in and outside the survey.
I'm wondering if there are ways to identify how we could make this accessible to more people, especially because a lot of the cuts affect low-income people disproportionately.
Officials point to the new state property tax law as largely responsible for the budget gap. It caps city general revenue growth at 2% with some exceptions. Mercy Hospital and Council Bluffs will end labor and delivery services later this summer. Officials say it's been difficult to maintain specialized staffing to operate the unit. Labor and delivery services, along with the hospital's NICU, will move to Omaha. The changes take effect at the end of August. Patients will continue seeing the same doctors. The announcement comes as Iowa continues to face a shortage of healthcare providers, including OBGYNs. The education center at Springbrook State Park will be demolished. The Iowa DNR has decided to tear down the center in Guthrie Center. IPR's Rachel Kramer reports it left a big impact on thousands of students, educators, and conservationists.
Mike Delaney is the Iowa Conservation Director of the Isaac Walton League. He has fond memories of the education center at Springbrook.
The setting, of course, in the park, the facilities, the dormitory, the food. Everybody remembers the cinnamon rolls. I mean, it was wonderful.
The DNR closed the center in 2017 due to budget constraints, declining use, and maintenance issues. Conservationist Liz Garst says she wishes the buildings could have been saved, but that's no longer an option now.
I drove through the parking lot a year or two ago, and there are trees growing in the middle of the parking lots. It's abandoned. It's toast.
The DNR is hiring a contractor to demolish the buildings and return the site to its natural state. I'm Rachel Kramer, IPR News.
Dozens of Catholic churches across Northeast Iowa will hold their final weekend masses this Sunday. That's because the Archdiocese of Dubuque is reorganizing. IPR's Gavin McGough reports.
76 churches will lose their weekend mass as part of the Journey in Faith process. Church attendance in the Archdiocese has fallen nearly 50% in the last 2 decades. Archdiocese spokesperson John Robbins says the plan is an opportunity for revival.
The goal really, truly is to become stronger, to create vibrancy.
But Marcy Horst worries many parishioners will stop attending. She goes to Mass in Vinton, one of the churches impacted.
For us, the vibrancy is praying with our parish family, and I think we're going to lose a lot of that. And just losing all these people, I don't understand how that's okay.
The plan takes effect July 14th. I'm Gavin McGough, IPR News.
It's here first from IPR. I'm Megan McKinney. For an Iowa State University student who grew up in Iran, life in the old country was pretty restrictive.
I never had the freedom of expression. I always have been silent in every single way. My personal life, my needs, my everything,
But a move to the U.S. offered a life that was safe and free. Her story from Next Gen Journalism in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's here first from IPR. I'm Megan McKinney. May Daganian grew up in Iran, where she says she was burdened by limitations as a woman. Her transition to life in the U.S. helped her realize she could be safe and free. Since enrolling in Iowa State University's doctoral program, Daganian's life is defined by lighter moments, like the sunshine on her skin. Here's more in this story from Next Gen Journalism.
That would be realization that I really feel like I have to tell everyone. I would definitely say the first time I wear shorts in public And the first time, my mom was not around me, my family was not around me, there was no morality police or Islamic police trying to pursue me. I was myself choosing for myself, for my body, what to wear. Hello, I'm May Degonian, and I'm a student here at Iowa State University. I came here 4 years ago from Iran. It was here in Iowa, and I do even remember which bus stop in Ames it was. It was near my dorm. It was summer, very humid. I was like, I'm gonna wear shorts. And I wore shorts, and it was the most liberating, beautiful experience ever. It was definitely the very first time even the sun hitting my skin, because, otherwise it's covered. And it feels so good. I can tell you about that. I used to teach speech at Iowa State. And I always told my students I teach speech. It's very ironic because I'm from Iran and we can't have freedom of speech. For me personally, it was just, I would say, suffocating. It was like I felt every day like I'm choked by rules and by restrictions. And I felt so insecure and threatened every single day as a woman, as a person. My sister was like 12, 14-ish, not more. And she came home crying one day, and I was like, what's wrong? And she was telling me I got off the bus or something like that from school. It was like this guy touched me inappropriately and also called me names of something like that. It was really hard for her as a first time being on her own, going back and forth to school. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened. And my mom was like, what's wrong? And she told my mom about it. And my mom was like, maybe you did something immodest. Maybe you were not wearing modest clothes. And she was in school clothes. And my sister really hated that statement from her. If somebody harassed me, I would never bother telling my mom because I knew she would blame me. And then you internalize that. So you will be quiet. You never tell anyone. You never tell officials because you're like, whatever, they don't care. And then you internalize all that pain. But it's so interesting because that pain does not end with you when your life ends. Your daughters, your generation is going to inherit that. And then it's going to be generational pain. I remember it was like music videos that I watched. And at that time, they used to call it satellite dishes. And it kind of connected you with American channels, European channels. And guess what you saw? The first thing you saw was a woman without a job. It was a fashion show, fashion runway with a woman that was having a very skin showing, clothes. And I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. This is so interesting. Look at her. I remember at that time it was Britney Spears, Rihanna. And I tried so hard to learn English to see what they're saying. And I memorized every single bit of what they were saying. That's how I improved my English. And that was the door that opened, that I was like, I just want to get out of this world. I just want to experience a different world. I never had the freedom of expression. I always have been silent in every single way, my personal life, my needs, my everything, And then when I came to America, I began to talk and feel so comfortable. And people even loved me for that. People here appreciate you being authentic. And that was the most enjoyable feeling I've ever had when I came to America. And every other little acts of freedom that I did since then made me the person that I am today and made me enjoy life more.
That's May Degonian, who lives in Ames. Her story was produced by Lily Fleming and comes to us from Next Gen Journalism, an organization that finds, coaches, and trains public media's next generation. You can check out the stories from the workshop here at IPR News at nextgenradio.org. I'm Megan McKenney. Thanks for listening to Here First today. Glad we could share those Next Gen stories with you this week. I hope you have a fabulous weekend and talk on Monday.